Who dat? Who dat? It's episode 89. Who dat? Who dat? Episode 89. Yeah, Mike's a panicking over there. I know it. It's episode 89. I wrote it down on the old cheat board over here. Yeah, so episode 89. Welcome to the Shlicketty DooCast. Friends and foes and family and people from weird parts of the world that we don't know. Who knows? Where are you from? Roll call, tell us in the comments. But hey, you got it back. Episode 89 of the Shlicketty DooCast. And yeah, I'm Aaron Forsyth, and I got a co-host. I got my buddy, old pal who knows more about the world than I do, Mike Anderson. Let's let him in.
Welcome to episode 89, you said?
89.
89 of
That was a good year.
Of the Shlicketty DooCast. I had to look at this.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah, 89. That's when I graduated high school.
That is. That is.
Yeah.
Million years ago in a different world.
Different world.
We tried to tell them things are going to change. They didn't listen to us. And they got smacked in the face with it.
I was warning them, and here we are. Yeah. Starts off with Uncrustables and ends up here.
I thought it would happen faster in the late 90s, but we had to wait a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Hollywood was predicting everything a long time ago, but no, they had better imaginations, I guess.
Well, it's just, you know, there's that whole circular loop of like sci-fi and then tech inventions.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people who invented stuff that we have now that's pretty high tech that they got the idea from Star Trek.
Yeah, it's all Roddenberry.
And then they got into science, and then they
starts with Carl Sagan, you know, who's the one who Carl Sagan, Isaac Asimov, and Roddenberry. Those are the three influences that started the
Philip K. Dick as well.
Yeah, and that started the snowball rolling down the hill, and now we've got a giant snowball.
Well, a lot of them, and who was the old guy from like the 50s or whatever? Robert Heinlein. I wrote Starship Troopers, stuff like that. He wrote a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And then going back to H.G. Wells.
What are you, dry fingers from the cold weather out there, dry heat?
No, it's from my job making those electronic control panels. There's some coating on these wires that just dries out my fingertips. I just get these like slices in the skin.
Wow.
You know, it's like, I could see it the other day. I had my thumb on my phone and I could see the V cut into the skin on my thumb.
I think I've asked you this before, but I don't know the answer. So you're making giant control panels. What are the control panels for?
Industrial systems.
Well, that's kind of vague. Industrial systems?
Yeah.
Like, are we talking heating, cooling, or are we talking IT?
Neither. Industrial. Like to control like a power plant.
Oh.
Or a train running situation, or 80 robots in a car manufacturing plant, or anything like this. We make their electrical control panels. Yeah. Basically, they're like, it's just a big power distribution thing. We got
like an electrical box, kind of.
Yep. And it's just on a big board of metal that gets hung in a cabinet, and then there's a couple of other auxiliary boards that get hung as well inside the cabinet. And so, and then that's, you got your big breaker switch on and off, and it's got a couple of trip relays.
Wow.
This sort of stuff.
Wow. So it's the main, if somebody goes, if you're in a shop and, oh my God, go turn the power off, your panel's the one they're going to pull. Yeah.
I think so. That's my understanding. I mean, so, we're making them for, a large multinational corporation who may or may not have be the ones that make the vehicle I drive. And these are their electronic power control panels.
Wow.
That get shipped and sold,
cool.
I don't know, everywhere, I guess.
Wow. Okay.
So.
Interesting. Huh.
So, yeah. But it's definitely not something that AI can take over or any sort of robotics, because it's all handmade.
Yeah. I know. I think about my job. I'm a graphic designer, but sure, eventually AI will get it. But here's the two things that AI will never get. For one, is just not everything is interchangeable. Like, you know what I mean? I do so many customized signs, but then AI will never be able to load paper onto a roll to print.
No.
You know what I mean? Somebody has to mine the printer. Somebody has to, change the power and the ink and the ink jets and the.
And then once the rollers get worn out and they can't grab the paper anymore, it's too smooth.
There's no, There's no, it's just going to disappear because the robot in the sky is going to do it. No, not really. The robot in the sky is not going to do this one.
Yeah.
It'll just if anything, they'll create things to make my job more efficient and quicker, so therefore I will do more work as what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So, like templates and things,
Yeah. I was talking to a friend of mine out in Arizona because it's a guy I used to work with, and he's into drones and photography and stuff.
Okay.
And he was telling me how he's been using this AI program called Topaz.
Never heard of it.
I mean, Topaz had a thing for, improving, like doing post on the photos anyway.
Yeah.
But they've recently put in a AI, side of things.
Okay.
And he's been using it so they've got it now. This is one of the great advantages of AI.
Okay.
It can take photos that are slightly blurry or slightly out of focus, and it can fix them.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty dope.
My phone will do that.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. And it's funny, like, I even had like some jabroni who's in Florida goes, hey, can you make me a sign? And sent me their logo for their hamburger joint. And I was like, oh, clearly this was made by AI. But this idiot basically took that, downloaded it, threw it onto his phone, right-clicked it on his phone, sent it to me in an email, probably in a parking lot.
So it got compressed.
It looked like shit. By the time I got it back out and onto my computer and onto my workstation and going, okay, this is low grade, this is terrible.
Well, and it's probably all coming from pixel-based artwork anyway.
Get what I did. I go, all right, let's see what you got, AI. I'll see if AI can fix AI. And I did. And I went to a program, boop, 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 doo, doo, doo. Took me 2 seconds. I go, hey, AI, take this and sharpen this back up to where it was in its original form. Came back to me in not even a minute, and it looked exactly as probably this guy envisioned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Got rid of all the pixelation, even made the edges a little sharper and tighter and everything like that. I was like,
What is it?
Okay.
So the big difference is there's Photoshop, which is using pixels.
Sure.
Raster images. Yeah. That's what they call it. And then the other side, you got like Illustrator and what's the one you use? Corel. Which is like vector-based drawings, which is using math. And the thing is people think that you can make something in Photoshop and you can run with it as a logo or whatever, but you can't because it's pixel-based. And when you zoom in, you just see those pixels larger and larger. Whereas on the other side, when you use vector-based artwork, when you zoom in, because it's made from mathematics. Yeah. So you can zoom in, and you're not zooming in on pixels. You've still got the same mathematical lines.
Oh, yeah. When it's on my screen and I make it there, it's fine, But these are people, the layman's always go, hey, can you, say if I'm doing like, I got to make a golf booster, and then Joe Lawyer goes, can you put my logo on it? And I go, okay, Charlie, I'll put your logo on your golf booster sign. Send it to me. And then he sends you like a
JPEG.
Tiny his phone taking a picture of a business card. And you go, how in the fuck am I going to save this logo off a phone picture off a business card? It looks horrible.
Yeah.
So I used to have to recreate the logo as best I artistically could. Took me about a good 20 minutes.
That's what I used to do.
Now I just go, you know what? This is going to AI. Fuck this. I don't have time for this. Have AI figure it out. And 9 times out of 10, they'll get it pretty close. They might... Like an R they might turn an R into a P or something like that. But okay, I can, I'll fix it on the back end.
It's just one letter to fix, rather than,
right? As opposed to the whole thing.
That's what I would have to do with like a logo. Like if I didn't have the corporation logo or something like that, I'd go to their website.
Yeah.
Get the largest one I could find, save that image, which is raster based. It's pixels. Dump it into Illustrator. And then you do the Illustrator trace thing where it'll trace it into vector artwork.
Oh, yeah.
Which is never that great anyway. Then you got to spend hours doing cleanup on that, cutting out the inside of the E's and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah. No. It's a lot quicker. And AI has like background removal stuff that's pretty quick and good now. Whereas in the old days, I used to have to go in there and kind of make nodes and get rid of things. It used to take me half an hour to clean out a background. Whereas now, boop, one click of the mouse. So I think AI is a good tool. AI in graphic design land, AI is pretty good.
Yeah,
it's not going to take my job. It's just going to make my job quicker and more efficient.
Yeah, it's got some good tools.
Yeah, so if everyone stops with this whole panic of AI's going to take over everything, Skynet.
You know what the problem is the people that are trying to apply AI to like normal business stuff. That's where your problem is. These are the people that are like, hey, AI is going to put everybody out of business. Doing what? Answering phones? If you guys think AI is going to be able to answer phones or replace customer service,
no.
No.
But in a weird way, just like a phone automated system will do, it weeds out the weak calls. So it's making the person, by time it goes, you ever yell into your phone, talk to a rep, until eventually you get a rep?
Yeah, you have to say it 3 times.
Yeah. Well, you keep doing that. This is the same version, you know? If you were to go right to a rep from the 1-800 call, if they're to pick up right away, they would get all kinds of weirdos, you know? It kind of weeds out the calls to get there. So AI has to know how to distribute the call.
Oh, I know. I did it. I worked for Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon doesn't put out a phone number out there all the time for people to reach.
Oh no, they don't want you to.
So if you get somebody on the phone, they were from India, was tier 1.
Yeah.
Tier 2 was like Puerto Rico and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then tier 3, you got us in the U.S.
Oh. Tier 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, AI's good. All right. You know, it's funny how, remember back when we were in 1989, we were graduating from school. It's funny, like I would have gone to art school right out of high school, but I couldn't afford it. But, you know, I was all set to go to the Art Institute and do
You could have got a scholarship.
Sure. But I didn't do it. Good thing I didn't, because 4 years later, in comes computers. So I would have gone for I would have gone for computer art. Changed the world.
I agree. I was of the same mindset. I always loved the cartoons and the animation stuff, and I still do, and I still want to mess around with it. But at the time, it was like, well, the computers are definitely going to be taking over animation. And the computer animation at the time was not really good.
No.
And my feeling was, if this level of computer animation is where computers are doing animation, it doesn't seem fun to me or satisfying.
Yeah.
Now, it was a stupid way to think. I should have gotten into it. But I didn't.
No.
You know?
No.
Because we really couldn't see where it was going and how things were going to be going. I remember thinking in 89 or 90 in art class that the only way to really make the CGI animation really work is you've got to, like, you know, think about Jurassic Park. You've got to make a skeleton, and then you've got to put muscles on it so that the muscles move the way muscles do, and then put skin over that, and then, you know, clothes or whatever on top of that, unless you're doing dinosaurs, and that sort of thing. And eventually, that's where we're at. You've got a skeleton, you've got musculature underneath it, and then to make it that sort of realistic and function in that live way to where you can make a CGI puppet and rig it, and then you just animate it, you know.
Here, even before computer, I remember in school, here's what I used to, I remember, like, for a art project, I had to make a poster, and of a band poster, and we did it like a joke, you know, like a faux. Fonts were in font books. Spiral binders about this thick, huge books. I go, well, I want to make the S and the R and the da. I had to go to the Xerox machine, make it font bigger, until I got the right size, cut it out, put it on a piece of paper, trace it, flip it, you know, or do the reverso with the tracing paper.
In a light box.
Yeah. I mean, it was
maddening.
Yeah. Now,
I never even did that sort of stuff. That's the sort of stuff that was so labor intensive. That's what kept me from getting into photography, any sort of audio recording. Yeah. Like I looked like a patch bay for those who know. And I was like, fuck that. I'm not getting into any of this.
Yeah.
Once you get into the digital realm, you don't have to worry about any of that sort of stuff anymore. Yeah.
But then there's a weird nostalgia. Like, okay, photography is a good example. Like now I find myself going, you know, I wouldn't mind an old camera, and I wouldn't mind. I've never done anything in a dark room. I kind of want to do it. You know, there's a weird old method to it.
No, but that's fine. And you know, these days, like, it is like, you know, like doing graphic design on the computer, and then like someone like me goes and applies for like a job working in some print shop or some graphic design position. And like, do you have an experience working in a print shop? Nope. Well, they don't want to know you.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that's the old way of doing things, that's still the way a lot of stuff gets done. And if you know the old ways, it's sort of like if you have an idea of how audio recording works, then when you get to the digital realm, it makes a whole lot more sense. Because if you don't know anything and you're diving into digital, you're like, why? Why this? Why do they call this this? Why does this work like this? Why does this not work like that? And it's like you got to know about things like signal chain, going from here to there.
You either know it or you don't know it, and you can't just, there's certain things you can bluff and certain things you go, okay, I'll just bluff it. I'll just go in there and act like it's, no, you know it or you don't know the program,
Yeah, I mean, I've been dabbling with trying to learn like animation on the computer for like decades. And
I knew it was that. Yeah, animation itself is way out of my realms. And I'm a graphic designer and I go, that's way too labor intensive and I don't even want to deal with it. But now with the world of AI coming into play, I go, oh, I can see myself down the road once the technology irons itself out. I'm sure they'll have programs that'll help me out with this.
Yeah.
I'll go into it, but not yet. It's not even there yet. It's getting close though, but it's not my battle yet.
I do keep seeing a lot of things pointing back to Blender.
Yeah.
So,
But we said that about recording. I remember in the days of the 90s, everyone's like, oh, there's recording everything on Pro Tools now. There's no more analog. Oh my gosh, all the vacuum tubes are going to be gone. No one's ever going to do it. All the tape machines are going to mysteriously disappear and it's all going to be, well, you ever try to cut tape? Fucking stinks.
Exactly. That's the sort of shit I'm talking about. Even like editing.
Yeah.
Like editing a film or a movie or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was splicing tape. It was cutting
splicing tape. We did it. I remember me and you, were you in my they call it electronic music class, and we were splicing reel-to-reel tapes. The fuck was that?
Yeah,
in school. In like 85.
I don't even get that, how you could even time stuff out on tape. I hated tape back then. I hated rewinding stuff. I hated that every time you played it through the heads, some of the magnetic filings would fall off and you get lesser quality. I hated tape.
It was,
hated it.
Yeah, it's barbaric. But I mean, and that's where that's what I'm saying. Technology is a good thing.
Well, it's the tools.
Yeah,
the tools. Adapting it and using it as tools can be really useful. It's not going to replace anything. It may replace some dumb stuff, like you're saying, even like making band posters back in the day. I remember your brother was like making band posters, doing it the old labor-intensive,
going to Kinko's with the font book and
printing
the pictures
stuff out
and
enlarging, and like it was like a hassle, man.
Yeah, a poster for a gig was a whole night issue.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
But and I remember when my band, Hatebox, when we tried to do it, I mean, me and the keyboard player were like I don't know what to do. Where do we start? And I'm like, I don't know. Let's get some magazines and newspapers and start cutting things out like ransom notes,
Yeah, that's your stuff was always old psychotic punk rock ransom notes.
Yeah. It was like we would just cut the Weekly World News, like Fat Boy found in cave. We're like, oh, let's put that on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was terrible. And it was all hand drawn garbage. It looked like shit.
Oh, I know.
But then, because we didn't have computers. I mean, I didn't have a computer until I moved out to Arizona in 1999. And I just snapped one day, and I'm like, I got to get one of these computers. And I saw one of those ads for a gateway on TV, so I called.
Yeah.
They connected me with some bank in Maryland, who they're like, oh, we'll give you a credit limit, And I'm like, I don't know what that means. And they're like, you got a credit card now. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, you can buy a computer. I'm like, okay, great, let's buy a computer,
Yeah.
And it was, and then they sent me the computer, and then I had the computer, and it was like, this is back in dial-up days.
Yeah.
But still, just the idea of being able to take like cassette tapes, like the big thing is I spent like $250 for a CD burner.
Yeah, CD
so I remember when you guys got your CD made, when you guys went out to Cleveland and made it, got it pressed, and it was like, ooh.
Oh, we sent it off to disc makers.
Yeah, and it was like, man, you got a fucking disc pressed. It was like, that was only slightly less impressive than getting a record pressed,
I know.
Like tape was sort of like, everybody could hit record on a tape and dupe tapes and stuff like that. Yeah. But man, the whole CD thing was like, mind blowing.
But when you start burning CDs in the 97s, the 95s, we were making CDs,
Yeah, probably a little bit later.
But then we had a hard time getting the covers, so like, you get a CDR, but then you'd get those, and then like Avery would make the little sticky stickers on them, but you'd still have to run those through a computer, home computer.
They need to get printed out on something. Yeah. Oh my God, it was
labor intensive.
Yeah, and now everything's just digital.
But it was still fun. I like that. There's still do-it-yourself. I miss the old do-it-yourself. I miss the old late 90s, mid 90s. I like that because technology was happening, but it kind of sucked, but it was there. It wasn't like, oh my God, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there was something satisfying about having the actual product like in hand, like you could hand it to people or sell CDs to people like gigs or something like that.
Yeah.
Or, you know, just being able to, I mean, God, just getting t-shirts made was like,
yeah. Yeah, if you
beyond.
knew somebody who had a t-shirt press, you were in.
Yeah, it was like,
I know.
man, the design and all that thing. I mean, it's all, yeah. It's so, you know, it's just tools to help the technology like be a little bit more efficient and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I say welcome AI, welcome computers, welcome tools. Let's go. Let's make life more efficient. So then that way I don't have to spend 8 hours dig, I call it digging the ditch. You don't have to spend 8 hours digging the ditch. It's going to dig the ditch and I just got to come in there and clear the dust out.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah. You still got to proof it. You still got to make sure it's right.
Yeah.
You know, this and that. But it can take a lot of those really tedious tasks and make it easy. Like you said, just removing, backgrounds or isolating the subject from the photo. That used to be like a lot, especially like you're used to static images. Like I'm doing like video or stuff like that. If I got to do that around like 80 frames, I got to, mask around like 80 frames. Like it's like all day.
Screw that.
Yeah. Unless you're getting paid for it.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of time and work.
Yeah, I know. And now it's all on our phones. I mean, I am still blown away at the concept of what we can do with our phones. You know, when you think about it. You know, like my dad, the year my dad died in 2003, he had the Radio Shack flip phone. You know, we hadn't even got to touchscreens yet.
Oh no.
You know, and it was still like he had the first version of the Apple
iPhone
laptop.
Oh
yeah, and he had a flip phone.
Yeah.
You know, and he was selling that shit at Radio Shack, you know, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, he'd be blown away by the technology now that we're doing here, you know?
Oh, yeah, and it's got so standardized. Like, remember when the cell phones came out, it was like they were just like old computers where they were originally like monochrome screens, like LCD screens, where it was like gray in the background.
It was no better than a Tamagotchi.
Yeah, exactly. It was that same liquid crystal display crap. And, and then everybody had their different designs and this and that. And then at a certain point, everything got standardized. There's no more buttons on it. It's all like I remember when they took away the buttons. I had separation anxiety. I got one of those T-Mobile phones you could turn sideways and then push it up.
Slide. My brother had one of those. Yeah, those were kind of cool.
The little typing tray.
Yeah.
I never used it. I never once used the little typing tray.
I like those. I was good at that.
I got on the typing on the screen thing, which still bothers me because there's no feedback on it. Like sometimes texting to me is maddening because I just constantly hit O instead of I, back, O, back, O, back, O. Like hit the I. Like,
true, yeah, like everything's off a centimeter. But I find my phone's autocorrecting, you know, even though autocorrect sucks sometimes. Think about I like how they give you like the 3 options up at the top of, you know.
Well, I kind of screwed myself on that one, learning Portuguese.
Oh, I see. So your autocorrect thinks.
So I go R-A-R-E, and it puts up ate, which is later in Portuguese, you know, and I was like, no.
Oh, I see. You have a Portuguese spell checker?
Yeah, because on your phone, you can set it up to have a second language.
Yeah.
So down in my space bar, if I go to the left or right of my space bar, I can load the Portuguese.
Oh.
But I didn't do that early on with the phone. My girlfriend's like, you should set up a Portuguese language, thing on your phone, or your autocorrect's gonna get all jacked up. And I'm like, nah. Yeah,
she was right.
She knew what she was doing.
She was right. Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's all confusing, and it'll start throwing up weird words, and I'm like, what the? No, oh, it's on Portuguese. Like why won't it just type talk? Why does it keep changing talk to something weird? It's like talk. Ah. Portuguese.
No, mine's pretty good. I mean, like when you get a new phone, you ever get a new phone and it's got to relearn your lingo and your choice of words?
Well, especially like with us when we start putting in like technical terms and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like
where it's like that's not a word. Like, it is a word. Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put it in there. I have to teach it the swear words. It's like
yes.
I didn't say duck. I said fuck.
Right.
Deal with it.
Yeah, that's true.
But
I like spell checker. I like the idea of a spell checker. It's like.
Well, the thing that was game change for me is there was this program. I forget what it was called, But it was the first thing you would load it on your phone as an aftermarket thing, swipe or something like that. Where instead of going THAT, you could just go whoop and make the loop hit the TH, the A, and the T.
Oh, yeah, that's an old technology, but that's standard on phones now.
Totally standard now. But back in the day, it was like you had to put the thing on, and then it was like, whoa, whoa. People would be like, oh, how are you texting so fast? And it's like, you just swipely or something like that, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Now it's all standard. Like I said, everything kind of got standardized, which it's like that with everything. I remember, you don't play video games, but when first-person shooter video games came out, like back in the day, they all had different control schemes and things that work. Now it's all pretty standardized. You know, you can go from Call of Duty
if you play one game,
Battlefield.
you can easily control another game. You
Yeah,
just
they're
got to know. You got to know where things, how it works.
Yeah, like this joystick is look, this one's move, and you know, like it's like they'll mess with the buttons a little bit, you know, but you know, you can always go to the menu and flip it around so that you know the top yellow button is grenade or whatever.
Yeah.
But it does sort of get standardized after a while, and sort of everything sort of comes together and where it's like, all right, we're not going to argue about this anymore because it gets very confusing.
Yeah,
jumping back and forth.
Yeah, because it's almost like USB plugs. You can't have like 16 adapter ports.
Yeah,
let's just make one or two. You know, so it's good.
Yeah.
But back in the 90s, everything was different.
Well, all these companies wanted to be proprietary, and this is actually what screwed Kodak. Kodak used to be the leader of photography and stuff like that.
They were.
Kodak was it. And when the digital stuff came out in the mid-90s, because my dad was enjoying the little digital cameras and stuff like that. So he'd get them and mess around with them. And the problem was the Kodak ones insisted on their proprietary software. Sony was big on proprietary software.
Yeah.
Roland was big on proprietary software.
Yeah.
Which meant special cables that didn't connect with anything else. You know, nothing else, you know, talked to it. You know, it's just the proprietariness of it made everything a shit show. Kodak painted themselves in the corner where you couldn't hook up the camera and get anything off of it unless you had their special software in, which only was going to run on certain computers with certain operating systems running it and this and that. And it was so labyrinthine.
Yeah, that, and you'd have to go to their site and download the driver and all that shit.
That's it. It was just so hard. Nobody wanted to deal with it. So then you get somebody like a Sony, or I don't know who else comes out with, you know, like a plug and play type thing where it's integrated into the Windows operating system now, because, you know, Kodak's over here going like, it's our proprietary software. We're not going to work with Windows. Windows can bite us. Like, you got to have our stuff to use it. That didn't fly with the public.
Yeah.
And by the time that all shook out, and everybody's got plug and play compatibility with basic drivers built into the operating system, Kodak was waylaid.
Yeah.
Like they were just out. They were past it.
So is there a Kodak now still?
Yeah.
They're around?
Yeah.
They have an office building somewhere?
Yeah, Rochester, New York.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's always been their.
What are they into? What are they doing? Webcams or security cams or what? Like, what's their deal?
Well, last I knew, and this was a long time ago, they were still into like medical imaging, like X-ray films and that sort
Makes
of stuff.
sense. Okay, that's good.
Because we were getting X-ray films from Kodak, Konica, Agfa, who's German, and
okay.
I feel like there was a fourth one too.
That makes sense.
But those are like the big ones.
Huh.
So we were getting like X-ray and mammography film and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's
in the medical field. Yeah, I can see where they're still medical imaging is a big deal.
Yeah, and the machines, the developers, they had these the machines that they would feed the they have this cartridge that the film gets loaded into, right? And then they take the image and then they put it into the developer, and then the machine opens up the cartridge, pulls out the film, runs it through a developer bath for a certain amount of time, then rinses it off in water, then goes through a fixer bath, then washes it off again. And so that was the business that we were in. So all day long I was dealing with the service calls for these developer machines, and it's jammed, it's not working. We send a tech out. Tech calls me up. He's like, we got an M35 AM. We need the rollers at this part. Go to this, got to order rollers, gears, cogs, all this sort of stuff to make it roll. Get these things happening. But now it's probably all like digital.
Yeah.
Digital imaging. They take the images, they store it on a thumb drive or something, or an internal hard drive.
Bring
it up on a monitor.
In 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this whole thing about this proprietariness, which was going on in the mid-late 90s, like, bit a lot of people in the butt, and it made a lot of things really ugly and difficult for way longer than it should have.
Yeah, because it almost felt like in those days, anything techie would open up like, oh, here we go. We got to do this. Can't have that without that. Can't have that without this and this without that. Got to wait for the store to open up. It was always, It
was a hassle. It made everything a hassle.
Cords and cables and adapters and things were just like spaghetti.
Yep. Yeah, it was. And it was maddening.
Well,
so
what a tech episode. Boy, we're tech geeking today.
Well, we try to avoid this sort of stuff because we know most people aren't in any of this, but I mean, we could go way deeper. We're just doing general stuff at this point. But,
sure.
But we try not to.
Why not?
Yeah.
We haven't for a while.
Yeah, we dabble a little bit.
Yeah, every now and then, the people listening, they go, oh, yeah, that was pretty cool. I think I know stuff.
Maybe for some of the younger people, maybe they didn't know about all this sort of stuff, the proprietariness and how difficult things were back then. For those who were like our age and lived through it, they're like, oh my God, I remember how bad it was back then. Oh shit.
Yeah, it was horrifying.
Yeah, it was definitely a hassle. So a lot of things are definitely a lot easier now and a lot more user-friendly, by design. And a lot of people are just sort of used to it that way. And that's where it sort of gets to the Star Trek-y sort of level. Like, I've always got my iPad with me. Still amazed.
It's a tricorder.
But it's also like I'm watching essentially cable TV through the wires with better image quality than we had back then. Going wirelessly to headphones
and it's
on
this
my
thin.
head. Oh, it's thinner than that.
All right.
It's way thinner than that. It looks that thick because of the case it's in, but it's pretty thin as it is. And it's like, flat screen, battery lasts like all day, and it's amazing. And just streaming stuff. It's like
I was thinking to myself too. I was like, I'm reading a Kindle. I'm reading a book on my Kindle, and it's like, I'm tired of this book. Let me find another one. Doop, 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 go to my main thing, and then I was like, hey, this one has some pictures, but my Kindle's black and white. Let me grab my phone. I reach over to my phone. I go to the Kindle app. Bloop, bloop, last page read.
Right
there it is. And in color, it's all integrated without even missing a beat.
Yeah, I do that sometimes. I get home from work and I'm watching an episode of, Bad Friends or something like that. Pick up the iPad. I'm still in the same login, on my browser. I'm watching YouTube in. Open up the browser window. There's a continue watching row, and there's the Bad Friends episode. Click on that.
It's a good time to be alive, actually, in a weird sense. Politics aside, technologically speaking, it's a good time to be alive.
Yeah.
Even though tech is expensive. Tech's either super cheap or super expensive. There's the middle ground is kind of gone.
But it's always been that way. Even that first computer I bought.
Yeah.
I spent the same amount of money on that first computer as I did on my new computer.
Yeah, that's true. But your new computer is your old computer, that old Dell probably...
The Gateway.
Yeah, that old Gateway. Your phone probably is times 20 of that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think the GPU was like or the CPU was like a single core, like 1.6 megahertz. I think it had like, what was the RAM? The RAM was like 128 megs of RAM.
Yeah, 128 was always the magic number. Yeah.
Not even gigs.
I know.
Gigs wasn't even a thing. Gigabytes was so not a thing that in 1985, when they came out with Back to the Future, they didn't know how to pronounce it. That's why Doc Brown says 1.21 gigawatts. It's gigawatts. But it was like the GIF thing, where they're like, hard G, soft G, flip a coin, let's call it gigawatts. It's funnier.
and even funnier, like, just to start this episode to record on my camera, I just deleted 36 gigs.
Yeah.
Just going, hey, I think we need space. I'm going to delete it out of my trash folder, 36 gigs. You go, what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I took some video with my quadcopter, like 4K, 60 frames. It's so big. Like, you get the Google Drive and you get like 15 gigs for free. It won't even fit one of those videos in the Google Drive. It's like 30 gigs just for one file that's not terribly long. It's like,
yeah, but it's a good time to be alive. Tech is good, cars are pretty good, it's like, I like the fact, my favorite thing about tech is I think car navigation is incredible.
I love the apps and the maps.
I do too.
I
can look at even when I'm not driving. That's one thing I love looking at is the navigation screen. You know, in the car.
The screen in the car is pretty dope. When we rented that car and went up to Canada back in like June or July or whatever it was, and we had like a 2025 Chevy Lumina or something like that, or
that's a good one.
Equinox.
Oh yeah,
had the big screen and stuff, and we get up there into Canada, and then all of a sudden it's like 65 kilometers per hour, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. We get on the settings, flip it over to metric, and it's great. And we were able to sort of quasi get, my girlfriend has like an old iPhone, so we got that talking to the car. So then essentially the screen was just mirroring what's on her phone.
Yeah.
So she could put in where we were going on there, and we could just follow it right on the phone and turn left here, turn right there.
Yeah.
It's great.
I know.
It's great. And I even do that when I drive down to Pittsburgh and stuff for the company. I know it's straight down 79 that you can't get lost.
No, but in Pittsburgh, there's twists and turns.
Well, no, I'm pretty good. When I get in there, I just go from the 79 to this other one, and I just go around the corner, and it's 3 exits down. It's super easy. But even still, I'll put on the thing on my phone. Like my first stop is Edinburgh. I just go down and hit Edinburgh, hit the gas station, right? Fill up. I'll put the Edinburgh in my phone just so I don't space out and miss it. You know what I mean? I don't want to run out of gas halfway down to Pittsburgh. So it's like I'll put it in my phone. So I'm listening to podcasts and stuff, and the voice comes on and says, 2 miles, take exit 138 for Edinburgh or whatever. And also, it'll pop up and it'll go, police activity ahead.
Yeah. Still there? And then you go, nope, it's gone. Or, yep, it is.
I don't even usually get that far with it.
It'll ask you if it's still there on ours.
Yeah, I don't. I usually have it in a smaller window, so it'll give me the audio notification. But the one time I was driving down, and it rerouted me onto I-80 way over to like Clarion, and then came down to Pittsburgh from the back way, from the opposite way. Way out of the way, added a bunch of time to it.
But the fact it did it is incredible.
But the fact that I think there was some construction going on the 79 somewhere.
It's incredible that it's doing that.
And I'd rather have it reroute me and keep me moving than be sitting there stopped in my vehicle on the highway for an hour?
Yeah. Like I used to drive all the way down to Asheville, North Carolina, but I used MapQuest.
Right.
And I would just print it out before. Well, I got to go today. All right. Well, I'm going to print out my directions and then I'll print out.
I remember that doing that.
Yeah, I'd print out the directions and then I would print out the reverse directions for the way home.
Yes, I would print out at a couple of different scales.
Throw those in the glove box. Get the other one next to you, and you go, okay.
Let's print out the overview map so you could see where you're starting, where you're ending, and it'll sort of show you the route, and you can kind of be like, okay, there. Then we jump over there.
Yeah.
But then I'd zoom in more and then print out a more zoomed in one.
Yeah.
Man, when I first moved out to Arizona, my brother gave me a map book.
Yeah, remember those old Rand McNally's?
Was it Rand McNally?
Yeah, they all were Rand McNally.
It's like a spiral. It was a spiral-bound book of Phoenix, and it was just Phoenix. And so you had the big maps, and they broke them down into smaller maps, and then the smaller maps of those, and it was like, where am I now? J2, and it flipped, and you're like, oh, J2, figure it out. Map read, man. I mean, it was a hassle when you were trying to drive.
Yeah, that's unacceptable. I don't know how people did it in the 70s.
No, when me and the girlfriend were over in England like 10 years ago or something like that, every time we got on like some sort of bus or the cab or something, they all had the TomToms, the GPS navigation things, the Garmin's, the TomToms.
Yeah. That's like that's the Radio Shack version.
No, those
I know they're Garmin's, but I remember Radio Shack having their own. But yeah, that was that time. That's 2005.
No, this was 2014. So 10 years after that.
Okay.
But everybody, like, you get into a thing, you tell them where you're going, they plop the thing in, and they just follow the directional guy. And
yeah.
So that's why I just sort of do it just out of habit, just as a backup, Because if there is something going on the highway and it can route me around it, a map book isn't going to do that for you.
No.
And a printout from MapQuest isn't going to do that for you.
No.
So it's sort of useful. Like, I still don't know, that day that it sent me over on the I-80 to Clarion, I still don't know what happened. I don't know what it was routing me from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Might have just been an accident,
But they did it, and that's the beauty of that. You don't need to know. Just make it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And think of how many less traffic jams. Now, maybe it's about here's another thing. Traffic. You think there's more every year goes by, more cars on the road, or do old cars die off and then they get replaced with newer cars? So do you think traffic?
Oh, they're definitely replaced by newer cars.
Yeah.
Because there were cars when we were like in high school and stuff that were ubiquitous. You could not look anywhere without seeing them, like a Chevy Citation.
Yeah.
You never see a Chevy Citation anymore.
You're right. Yeah, you never see, like, remember we were laughing about K cars the other day.
Right, K cars.
You never see a K car anymore.
Or even like those old Dodge Horizons. Remember my mom had that 4-door Dodge Horizon, and then there was a 2-door version.
Yeah, exactly.
They were everywhere because they were cheap and plentiful. Even when I moved out to Phoenix, one of the most common little pickup trucks at the time were these Nissan pickup trucks. They were the XE, Nissan XE or something like that. I remember at the time you could buy them brand new for $7,000.
Wow.
And I was at that medical imaging company. That's what we had for the service techs, was these Nissan XE pickups. And they were pretty tough, man. We had some of those service techs had ones with like 300, 400,000 miles on them. One of the service techs, Nissan, died. And so they got him like a new truck, like a new Dodge or something like that. And then the other techs were like, is that all we need to do to get a new truck is have this one die? So then they would try to kill him. They couldn't kill him. They were tough.
Wow.
But those things were plentiful.
Yeah, or you see, like, remember when everyone had a Ford Taurus, or everyone had you'd see Volkswagen Rabbits. Right. You don't see Volkswagen Rabbits anymore.
Nope, yeah. And you don't see those, what was it, the Tauruses?
The Ford everywhere. Taurus. Yeah, it was the standard egg thing.
Egg-shaped cars.
The sedan or the hatchback.
Yeah, you really don't see a lot of those older cars, you know.
You'd see a lot of them broken down on the side of the road. Like, it's funny, every now and then, like, I go to Cleveland, there's always one car on the side of the road, but I always try to say, oh, what kind of, like, I log in my head, like, was that a Honda? More times than not, it's like an old Grand Prix or something like that you'll see.
Pontiac.
Yeah, like an old Pontiac smoking on the side of the road, or like an old work trucks, you know.
Are Pontiac even still around anymore?
I don't even, yeah, maybe.
I mean, so many of those car companies are just non-existent anymore. Is Mercury still around?
I don't know. I mean, you see a few Mercurys around, but...
Is Pontiac still around?
Buick is.
Yeah, Buick.
Buicks are nice.
Are they?
Yeah, they're nice.
I see those tiny ones that are always around.
Class X.
Are they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's wild how, like, there's so many cars on the road, and you go, oh, these traffic jams. And but when you think of, like, traffic pattern, like the fact that there's 10 zillion cars on the road, and every now and then you get a fender bender, and they go do their thing. But the fact that we don't have pandemonium is pretty fucking amazing. You know what I mean? When you think about it.
Sure.
Like everyone goes, oh, I get stuck in traffic. Yeah, try driving in Morocco, you know. Try driving in India where it's just, they just go for it.
Or Brazil.
Yeah.
Brazil was nutty.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a guy drove us up to the nearest city that we could fly out of, Ilios. And, you know, you get up there in Ilios and it's like everywhere with the cars, like the sort of like road signs, people like don't always listen to the road sign.
Yeah, the road signs are just there to kind of
and they don't
be there as a formality. People just go.
Yeah, and they don't have a lot of traffic lights. And so it's like, is it 2 lanes here? Is it 3 lanes? You can't quite tell. And then the motorcycles, the little mopeds and motorcycles and stuff, which
everywhere.
They use those for everything. Like, it was super common to see these motorcycles where on the back fender, they've got a couple of milk crates bungee strapped to them with propane tanks in them. They're propane delivery tanks. And they're cutting between cars and they're zipping all over. And it's like,
Jesus.
It's chaos, man.
Chaos is the word.
Yeah.
It's exactly the word.
Trying to drive, it's like, whew,
I know.
Control.
I always say, like, one time in the early 90s, I went and saw Henry Rollins speak at the Edinburgh College, and it was cool. It was fun. But I remember the story that he would tell, like, Morocco. And driving in Morocco, he says, you get in this little car, and it looked like, imagine, like, pounded copper. Like, every car had, like, dents all over it.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like you just get in this tiny little car, you're sweating, and everyone's yelling and screaming, and you stop at a stop sign, and then everyone looks at each other, and they go for it, like a demolition derby. And you just, and he goes, it's the most stressing thing you could ever humanly imagine.
Yeah. Well, honestly, that's the way I felt last time we went to Florida. and we got picked up by like the Uber driver going from the airport to the hotel.
Yeah.
It just seemed like chaos on the roads of Orlando.
Orlando, yeah.
And I was like, I'm glad I'm not having to do it.
My dad, though. Yeah, I remember Orlando in 1989 being chaos.
Yeah, I don't know much about Orlando, but I don't think they have a really
flat.
good infrastructure of highway system or road system.
Yeah, it's just you would just have like massive. A lot of it was just tourists who didn't know how to drive.
Right.
You know, tourists who are lost in translation, and then the townies who are driving angrily.
Right.
So that's the chaos. But, yeah, like we were in Chicago, and other than a couple traffic jams, Chicago is pretty good. It moved along right away. Now, there's times when you go, oh my gosh, we're at a 6-lane highway, and it's like just all cars. And it's like, and you got to be over there by the next exit, and you go,
well,
oh my God. But everyone's pretty cool.
I
If you put on
that
your thing.
Coming into Chicago,
they let you in.
say 6-lane. Out in Arizona, 6-7 lanes standard for the highways.
Yeah.
It was like 15 lanes.
Holy shit.
And like everybody was like, and it was like, you can see Chicago over there in the distance. And it was just like everybody, and they're jumping like this and like that. And I was like, this is making me nuts.
Oh, I wouldn't.
And I'm
do
like,
that. Yeah,
I'm just gonna stay right here, and I'm gonna do the same speed, and I'm gonna be, and they're jumping in, and like those people that, if they think they can get 2 feet further ahead, they cut right in front of you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
California people do that all the time.
Yeah.
It's maddening.
Chaos.
That would cause the backups on the highway in Arizona.
Oh yeah.
Because the Arizona
Probably
people.
like chips.
Yeah, well, because it was like, in Arizona, you kind of have to be a little bit more polite to the other drivers. Because they could pull out a gun and just start shooting at you. It's Arizona.
Yeah, people are gun friendly there.
Yeah. But these people from California will come over, and they do that shit where they'll just cut right in front of you to where you got to jam on your brakes, the guy behind you got to jam on his brakes, and it goes back, back, back. Then all of a sudden, you've got 30 cars at a dead stop on a lane on the highway.
Yeah.
Because everybody had to stop for a second because somebody got squirrely and freaked somebody else out. And it's like you got to try and like keep everything moving and stuff like that.
You do. There's an aggression. Like I always find like whenever I get like somebody cut right in front of you, like, oh, license plate says New York. There we go.
I had that yesterday.
New York drivers, you go, all right, God bless you. You're angrier than I am. Go.
I drove down to Pittsburgh, and I'm coming back up in the snow and stuff, and I'm in like a panel truck, you know what I mean? And, and people like pass me, and then they get right in front of you.
Yeah, what is that?
And it's like, leave some space in there. Don't get over in front of them, like right in front of them,
Yeah.
I mean, I had this one 18-wheeler. He passes me, fine. I got cruise control set. I don't care. He passes me, then gets in front of me, and then he's going slower. Then I gotta brake and stop the cruise control.
Oh, yeah.
And then I had to go past him. And then I'm just about past him, and then he realizes, and then he actually finally starts going faster. And then I'm like, I'll just get behind him. I don't care. It's just don't mess it up.
Traffic stress.
It's annoying.
But I think the American roads, for the most part, when you think about it, now I'm sure Canada's pretty cool. I'm sure, but a lot of third world countries are probably kooky crazy. But I mean, America and Canada, we've got a pretty good system going, It's like, all right, North America's got...
Canadian drivers weren't very polite when I was up there.
Huh?
Canadian drivers were not very polite when I was up there.
Well, you didn't know where you're going. I think if you knew where you're going, you know...
Well, we were in the semi-rural area, stuff like that, where it's like long 2-lane roads and stuff like that.
And what were your plates? Were your plates from Pennsylvania? It was a rental car, you said.
It was a rental car. They were definitely American plates.
Okay.
It definitely wasn't Canada plates.
Yeah.
But so definitely. But it's like one of these things where you always get this in these rural areas where it's like, even if I go out to my friend Tommy's house in like Waterford, you go out Route 19 there or whatever, it's just a 2-lane road and everything like that. Anybody who's local out there, they drive that road all the time.
Oh, yeah. So
day in, day out.
You're in their backyard, so what are you doing?
Yeah, and so they'll get on there, and it's a 35 zone, and they'll do 60.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, get out of the way! Ah! And they get all aggro and shit.
Yeah,
and
big old trucks.
It's a 35 zone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, and the weather's bad, and it's like, you're just trying to keep it cool with stuff, but they're all aggro because, but they're local, and they deal with it every day. And that's how I used to get, too, when I was on the highway out in Arizona, where it's like, where it's like, you know, you see the people with the out-of-state plates, like the North Carolina plates, and it's like they don't know where they're going.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like they go, oh, here's our exit. Oh, no, not yet. Bang them back over. Oh, do I go over it? No, not yet. And it's like, well, they don't know. They don't know what they're. But I know what I'm doing because I do it every day. So it's like, you know, I know as soon as I can I'm going to get over here because I'm going to get off up there. You know, it's just the nature of the beast. But I don't try and sweat other people on it.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, because I always think of it like
help.
driving to me is like it's like you're walking down the concourse of the mall. You don't walk up into somebody and 2 feet.
Or the airport.
Yeah, or the airport. Yeah, think of it like the airport. You got to get to your gate, you know, and everybody's in a hurry and doing their thing. So just, you know, you don't want to stop somebody and you don't, you know, you just got to keep going with the flow.
Yeah, and sometimes you got to kind of slow up and you got to kind of match their pace. You got to wait and then you get a break and you scoot around them. You know?
Yeah, that's how
they
it
go
works.
Squirrel and then you scoot around them and go. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what everybody does, I'm sure. But it's like you can be a dick about it or you can try and keep things moving so that the most amount of people are not inconvenienced.
Right.
That's what I used to do on the highway. I would leave enough room so if the guy in front of me taps on his brakes, which would cause the next guy to tap on his brakes, and then they slam on their brakes, and then they come to a complete stop. You know, it just cascades. So I would leave enough room so if they tap their brakes, and I was in like stick shift pickup, so I wouldn't tap my brakes. I had enough room that I could absorb their brake tap and keep things going so that I didn't you know, pass it down the line. Anyway. Yeah, the modern world. What do you do?
It's the modern world.
Yeah. Speaking of the modern world.
So okay. Well, do you got any subject you want to talk about today?
I was just going to talk about, I got sucked into this Landman show.
Oh, yeah, I got to look back. Okay, Landman show. I don't know anything about it. Billy Bob Thornton.
It's
whatever.
a Billy Bob Thornton thing.
All the Red Hats are jizzing over this one. I don't know.
I could definitely see why. I mean, it's a bunch of like that nutty propaganda crap.
And is it machismo bullshit?
Yeah.
Misogyny?
Do
they at least give the women some strength, or is it more like women are second?
Well, it's.
I hate when they downplay we're gonna make the women the dumb mistress or the cooking cleaning mom. You know, it's like no strong women.
It's not that. This all takes place in Texas, so it's all Texas women.
Wonderful.
So they're all, you know, oh, here's my boobs and here's my ass and here's my blonde hair, so I can manipulate these guys because, you know, I'm hot and they want me and they're dumb.
Oh, yeah, and they're rich. Yeah, everyone's rich. Everyone has big trucks.
Yeah, oh God, everybody.
I wouldn't even waste the time. I don't even want to give them my Nielsen points.
Well, I've kind of gotten sucked into it a little bit because
you're actually watching. It's funny you don't like it, but I'm sucked into it and I'm watching it.
Man, I was 15 minutes.
I made a commitment. I'm following it through.
Well, 15 minutes in the first episode, I was texting you and I'm like, this thing, it moves so slowly at times.
Yeah.
That it's
Yellowstone was like that. It just
I'd never seen that.
It has
but
moments.
It's the same guy. It's that Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah. It stops and starts, and there's moments where you go, oh, that's good acting, or that's a good panoramic shot. I'm liking that. But pound for pound, this essentially feels like you're in like a redneck Falcon Crest.
It does, and I was hate watching it for the first couple episodes, but it was, you know, it was still like new, and so it was all exposition. So we're meeting characters, and things get more spooled out and that sort of stuff. So, which I always like the beginning with the exposition because we're just learning stuff and finding out more about stuff. But you know, and I was texting you, and I'm like, oh, now we got more women coming in because like the first like half a dozen episodes is just all guys, right? And then the women start factoring in. I mean, they got Demi Moore in it. They haven't even hardly used her until the last like 2 episodes, and I think I'm like 9 in.
Oh boy!
And they haven't hardly used her yet. You know, they got John Hamm in there, and he just pops up a little bit here and there.
Yeah, and he is John fucking Hamm, you know, yeah.
I know. And so it's like, it was all very much like, you know, just Billy Bob and like his son, and then, you know, just getting this whole oil rigger kind of thing. And then, you know, the ex-wife comes in, and then the daughter comes in. And then you get more, it's like, you know, the guys his son is working for the oil company, and then the thing blows up and the crew gets killed, and then it's like he's hanging out with the one dead guy's, you know, wife, and then, you know, and then the cartel shows up, you know, the drug running cartel people show up.
There's always a cartel.
Yeah, and that's actually how it starts off in the very first scene.
Yeah, because they're up to the various landy things that rich people do that walk the line between law and break the law. But then there's always the feds, and then there's always the drug cartel, and they're going to be in the middle, and they're going to do the right thing for the family, you know?
Well, yeah, it's all. So now it gets to where you got 5, 6 plot lines going at the same time.
Sure.
And the thing that keeps grabbing me in is there's always one of them that's sucking me in, where I'm like, well, I just want to see what happens next in the next episode.
Oh, God.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, now I'm like...
But you haven't had an off-ramp to where you go, you know what, I'm done with this.
Not yet, because it's still sort of early on. But I kind of got sucked into that. You know, there's enough characterization there, but it's so ham-fisted in a lot of the ways it's done. Billy Bob Thornton giving his little like macho speeches, like, you know, honey, you don't know. Let me tell you how it is in this business. It's been going on for 130 years, and the whole world runs on oil. You don't even know. You know, it's like, settle down.
Yeah, and almost like the show was made by retired oil executives.
Yeah. So,
sponsored by Exxon.
So it's sort of annoying that way. Conversely, I've also been enjoying the Tulsa King. With,
I don't know anything
Sylvester
about that.
Stallone. Once again, that's also created by this Taylor Sheridan or whatever.
Who's this guy?
He's the guy from the Yellowstone one.
Yeah, I know. He seems. I know. I'm smelling some kind of. Ugh.
But that one I enjoy more because it's got the Terry Winter and Alan Coulter from Sopranos are in there, so they're doing stuff in there, writing and producing episodes. So that's pretty fun. You know, you got.
Speaking of Pittsburgh, you know what I've been watching?
What?
The Pit.
Oh, that's right.
The medical one.
Yeah.
Now Tina's in the medical field, so we were watching it. We went first episode in to go, all right, let's see how accurate this is. She said it was pretty 80% there. Now, here's what I do like about it. There's never downtime. They go from case to case to case because in a real ER, you're multitasking. You'll go from like ruptured a gunshot wound to tonsils to a kid on a respirator.
Let me ask you this.
All in the same 15 minutes.
I heard that show is set up to where an hour of the show is like an hour of real time in the hospital.
Yes.
So if you got 12 episodes of the show in a season,
yes, we're only on day one.
It's basically like a 12-hour shift.
Yes. And it goes to so many. Now that's what she said. She's like, the dynamic is unfolding because these nursing students are getting their learning things as they go. So they're learning like, oh, their first patient died, or or this, or dropped the thing on her foot. She's like, you know, that would have taken 3 months for all that to unfold. But there is a certain accuracy to it. I like it because the day and the hour per episode.
Which, didn't they do that with that 24 series with Kiefer Sutherland back in the day?
Yes.
I never watched it.
I like this because you don't have here's my big gripe. It started with St. Elsewhere back in the day.
That was the last medical show I watched.
Oh my God. Yeah, they've gone every ER, all those, every medical show.
Spoiler alert, the whole thing took place in the mind of an autistic kid. So after that, I was like, fuck this series. And then they came out with Chicago Hope and ER, and I was like, no, I'm out.
Yeah, but they're always inaccurate, and there's always ends up being who's sleeping with who. I want my medical shows action-packed. I don't want to know who's sleeping with who.
And I don't want
sexual
case
tension
of the week like House.
Yeah. Yeah. But this one, they don't have time for who's sleeping with who. Because it's by the hour, it's one day. But you're going from a kid who overdosed to a drunk lady that they found running through the street, you know. And it's pretty accurate that way. She said there's a couple times she was like, that's not how they do that happens. But for the sake of TV, they had to do that.
I'm sure that's with everything.
Yeah. But Tina said, reports back that it's pretty accurate. It's probably about 85%, but the most accurate one you've ever seen. I'm going to have to give extra kudos. Noah Wiley's pretty amazing in this.
Well, I mean, he's been doing it since ER.
I know, but he knows the medical jargon, and he just knows the stress
No, but do you understand how long he's been doing these? That's all he's done his entire career.
Do you think he's acted enough that he could do a you know?
He could probably do an emergency tracheotomy.
Right. Grab the pen. No, but he plays that part really good in the sense that what he's going through and how often they have to change their channel to go like, to console a wife whose child is dying to the next intern who's, you know what I mean? They're always going from situation to situation. It never stops. There's never downtime. So we're 7 episodes in and it's going. It's like, whoa, it's like a thrill ride. You're like, wow, this isn't stopping.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's no downtime.
So worth a watch?
If you're into medical stuff, I would say you're not. Now, there's a couple times I was like, when they're like, they're sawing off a guy's finger or there's like a bone break or something, I was like, I can't watch, I'm going to grow. You know, I can't deal with real blood and real bone breaks.
No, I would think for hand injuries because, you know, I got a hand injury myself.
Yeah. It's funny how we as humans, we can watch Friday the 13th, we can watch teenagers get their heads ripped off because you know it's fake. But then when it comes to a medical show, this kid's getting his fingertips sewn back on, and I'm like, you know?
Well, like I said, yeah.
It's more real. When it's real, it freaks me out. You know? But this seems real enough that I was getting heebie-jeebies over certain things, you know?
Yeah.
So it was pretty good that way, yeah. One lady had something in her ear, you know. Yeah, yeah, it goes. It goes and goes and goes, and it hasn't stopped.
Yeah.
No downtime, and there's no dumb romance. Now, there might be a thing where they're planting little breadcrumbs to be like, oh, he must have slept with her at one point. But they aren't acting on it. Nothing's happening. But there's just like there's good acting enough to where they can just go, yeah, yeah, like a wink, move on. You know, pass them in the hall, they wink at each other or something. You know, so you might go, oh, there's something might be there, but you don't have time to talk about it because when you're in an ER, shit is going down nonstop.
Maybe I'll try and give it a watch. Because you know the thing I've been finding lately, like I'm having a hard time finding movies that I'm interested in watching.
Yeah,
once in a while,
series. It's all series. Everything's series.
Yeah,
which is cool. I'm cool with it. But
yeah, there's a ton of series where I'm like, that looks interesting. Let's check that out. You know, like that's what I did with that Landman. I gave that a shot. That's what I did with that Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone. I was like, let's give that a shot. We'll take a look. You know, and
I always turn. Here's my thing: is like I hate to get into something if it's they're going to cancel this in one season.
I know
that'll piss me off. But then there's some that you go, they've already made 7 seasons.
Did you?
Shit, I can't catch up.
Did you watch Duster on HBO?
No, that's two seasons, right?
No, it was only 1 season, and it pisses me off because I was really digging it.
Yeah, that had a cool trailer.
If you get a chance, check it out. I mean, yeah, it was so stylish and so cool. I just really dug it. And I was like, this is pretty cool. I really dig it. Even the opening sequence is pretty badass. Done in Blender.
Yeah.
I found the company that made it. They made the intro sequence. It's fucking dope.
Yeah. But then they canceled it after 1 season.
They canceled it. It's that fucking goddamn douchebag from the goddamn Discovery Channel who's running HBO. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And he canceled it. It's like, it's maddening. That's a really good show. And what do they put on? This stupid one about the gay hockey players? It's like, ugh. No interest.
Yeah.
No interest.
Yeah.
And that other one, I Love LA or something like that. I got some HBO sent me a thing like, take a fucking survey on what you watch on HBO. I'm like, great, I'll give you my 2 cents. Like, which of these shows have you watched? And I'm like, I watched this, and this, and this, and then all these other ones I haven't watched. And then they go, we're going to ask you about this one, this I Love LA one. I'm like, I didn't watch that one. Don't ask me about that one. Then it turns out I pulled up HBO and looked. I watched the first 3 episodes. In one eye and out the other. It made absolutely no impact to me. And it's just like, it's just so, once I put it on, I was like, oh, that's right. The annoying
and then there's shows that
girl.
You go, I have no attachment to it. Like I know Euphoria should be good, but I don't want to watch high school kids do drugs and have sex.
Those were some of the things that they were asking me about.
Yeah, it's like I can't relate to that. But just like I wouldn't relate to The Pit if she wasn't into it. Like The Pit, I would have passed up. But the fact now I'm into it, I'm kind of glad I'm there. I'm kind of enjoying it.
That's why I'm asking you, is it worth my time to watch?
It depends. It depends your thirst for... If you haven't done a medical show that since St. Elsewhere, I think you're due, and this is a good one. And this
I hear that.
Yeah.
People like it.
Yeah, it's worthy. The acting's pretty cool. There's a couple characters you'll be like, I hate that person.
I mean, I went back and threw on The Crown again. Did you ever watch The Crown?
No.
That's a really good one.
Oh, can we real quick talk about? I think the new Game of Thrones thing that with the Seven Kingdoms.
The Night of the Seven Kingdoms?
I think it stunk.
What are you talking about?
Didn't like it. Didn't like the tone.
How can you not like the tone? The tone was great.
Felt like it was all playful, like like.
That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, you're hoping for that. I don't know. I kind of want a little. I don't know.
I get so tired of the grand theatrics of Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, where it's the vying for the crown. Everything's hanging in the balance. It's like, you guys don't even know how to tell the story or where you're going with the story or whatever. Like, I kind of just wanted to be in the world at a ground level, no magic, no White Walkers, no real, I mean, there's still dragons around at this time, but the dragons aren't factoring in. This isn't super life or death for everybody in the realm. We're not just hanging out with the rich and the powerful elites. You know, it's sort of a ground level regular schlub sort of thing. Yeah, he's just
trying to make his way. He wants to be a knight, but comes from a lower class family and he's alone. You know, he's got no bragging rights and no entitlement. All he owns is his 3 horses that his dad left him, you know? Yeah.
And I don't feel like they were really doing it, you know, pandering down to shit where it's like goofy or silly.
Yeah.
I
just didn't think there was much going on. But I'll definitely be staying with it. I'm not going to say I just watched it and I was like, But all right, I'll stay with it.
I enjoyed the characterizations. That Lionel Baratheon guy, that he ends up just at his tent just eating food and then they end up getting drunk together and he kind of likes him, whatever. Like, that's cool. I like it, you know? He makes like 3 new friends in the episode, right?
Yeah.
And the kid that's playing Egg, I think he's a really good little actor, you know what I mean? I think he's doing a good job.
Did they explain why he's bald?
Because he's a Targaryen.
Oh.
The Targaryens are known by their silver hair.
Yeah. So he's shaving his head so he's not...
So no one knows he's a Targaryen.
Okay, that makes sense.
He's in hiding.
That makes sense. Okay, I was wondering if
he's in line to be the king, and he doesn't want to be the king. Because remember, like I said, in Game of Thrones, when Jon Snow goes up to the wall, the old man that's at the wall is that kid's older brother. Because he's like 100 years old at that time or whatever. And when he's dying, he says to his little brother, Egg, I had a dream I was an old man. That's Egg from the Dunk and Egg thing.
Wow.
Because that old man didn't want to be king. He went to the wall and took the black. And the little kid ended up being the king. Because at the time when he was a little kid, he wasn't going to be the king.
Yeah.
Because his older brother, Aemon, was going to be the king. And so I think he just got bored hanging around the palace doing nothing with everybody fussing over him all the time. I don't know the backstory. I never read
I guess we'll get into it later on in the season.
Right. So, but I think that actor is really good. I like his line delivery. He has that sort of surety of someone who comes from sort of a royal sort of background.
True. Oh, Egg? Yeah. Yeah, he seems like smarter than the average kid.
Which, if you can think back to that scene in Harrenhal with Tywin Lannister and Arya Stark, where she's, disguised as a boy, and Tywin Lannister sees through all the deceit and bullshit. And he's like, that's not a boy, it's a girl, you dunce. And then, and then she goes, my lord, and he goes, I can tell you're high-born, because most low-born people say, me lord. You don't say me lord, you say my lord, like you've been educated, And you know the family history. Like, he was seeing through all that subterfuge bullshit. Arya was doing the same thing that Egg did.
Yeah.
So, on that, I'm digging it. I'm enjoying it. I mean, all right. Some of the way that they're laying out the narrative, I'm like, really, we got to go there. But I'm willing to go with it. I'm enjoying the sort of ground level, regular schlub view of things, and we haven't even gotten into the whole tournament action stuff yet.
Yeah, it looks like the next couple episodes are going to be that fight.
Yeah, because I think it's only going to be like 6 or 8 episodes, and that's it. There's not going to be a second season. That's it.
Really?
No. This season is Dunk and Egg, Night of the Seven Kingdom. Next season, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, it's going to be a whole different story with different characters.
That I did not know.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, like, if we get 6 or 8, and they're only half-hour episodes at that. So, enjoy them while they're here. I don't know what's coming next, but it's not going to be more Dunk and Egg.
Huh.
Because this is all based on a novella, which is like a short book.
Yeah.
Like a short story book.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe I'll give it another shot. I don't know.
I've already watched it like 3 or 4 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I only watched it the once, and I was like, But
well, it's fascinating. It's just all the little details and stuff. Like you go back after you see the whole episode, and you go back to that scene where he goes to talk to the guy who's running the tournament. And he tells him about all this stuff and how it all works and what you need to do and all this sort of stuff. And at first you're just kind of like, no, this makes sense to me. But after you watch the whole thing, you go back and you watch it again. And you go, oh, he's laying it all out right there.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, yeah, I like that stuff. I like that one. I like the world. I like Westeros. And they're going to be coming out with more Game of Thrones sort of spin-offs.
Yeah.
They were going back. They're re-looking at doing a Jon Snow spin-off, but I thought the Jon Snow character was like super boring. And the whole stuff with the wall up there with the snow in the winter, I was like, I was least interested in any of that.
Yeah.
But then Arya at the end was like, what's west of Westeros? I guess they're going to make a series of Arya's adventures west of Westeros.
Sure, why not?
Nobody knows what's there.
So yeah, why not?
Could be sort of fun adventuring sort of series.
Yeah, then you can get into some creatures and some things.
I don't know. Like, what is west of Westeros? Another continent, or is it just the far east side of Essos? Who knows?
Yeah, are they gonna? Yeah, they're gonna get on a boat and they're gonna go.
Which nobody went to the far. Nobody went to the far east side of Essos. That's where a lot of the weird magical stuff comes from.
Yeah.
So
maybe they'll delve into some creatures and some magic. Who knows?
Yeah, but I mean, definitely HBO. Game of Thrones was HBO's big cash cow for a long time, for like 10 years.
Sure.
And those 2 guys that were running it really screwed the pooch at the end of it there, and fucking damn near ruined it. The way Disney's damn near ruining Star Wars and the Marvel stuff. So.
Yeah, I think they played it out with Marvel, but.
Well, they were ruining it because they were watering it down with a bunch of bullshit, half-ass properties.
Star Wars, now they're making and next it's like Star Wars Legos. Oh, it's like, oh, stop.
Yeah.
I'm about done with Star Wars. If it wasn't for Andor, I'd be done with Star Wars.
And then once again, Disney was burning money hand over fist. They threw out the CEOs. They brought back the old CEO who had retired. He comes in, slashes all the productions. They had like 22 Star Wars properties going. He slashes it down to like 4, and he goes, Andor, wrap it up in the 2nd season. It's done. You get 6 episodes and you're done. The Andor was the best thing they had going.
Yeah. That's the one they should have funneled it all into.
These goddamn dollars and cents decisions that these numbskull douchebags are fucking making, they have no idea what the fuck they're doing. They have no idea what the quality control is, what the storytelling is.
No.
They're so fucking out of touch and clueless, it makes me nuts. Because they end up canceling good stuff and keep foisting garbage upon us.
Yeah.
Did you see that Marvel when they had that Secret Wars thing? With the Skrulls, Samuel L. Jackson?
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
It's just, I know. It's just not good. It's not that it's bad, it's just not good.
No,
but then, I don't like all these cartoon spinoffs and all these little kid things. It's like Muppet Babies. It's like, stop with your Muppet Babies bullshit. Here, here comes Star Wars. Oh, here come Mandalorian Legos. You go, oh, God.
Well, it's like,
really?
Now they got coming down the pipe, the Mandalorian Grogu movie. Does anybody care at this point? It was like 3 years ago.
I know. I thought they were going to merge that with the Boba Fett and then be done and make it one timeline. Let's go.
That's what they were getting
And then
to.
you got Ahsoka in the background, which is kind of cool. I like the Ahsoka concept. But that could converge into one great ass show.
And then they did the Ben Kenobi show, and it was like, it was too much all over the place going on. And to that same point with the Marvel, like, honestly, since they did Endgame, Marvel hasn't grabbed me with any of it. They didn't grab me with Fantastic Four. They didn't grab me with...
Speaking of which, are we going to watch that new Fantastic Four?
I did.
Oh, you did? What's your take on that?
It's all right. It's sort of in one eye and out the other. It looks great. I like the production design. It's an alternate universe, right? So our normal universe for the Marvel movies is 616. This is like 828 world, the whole multiverses and whatever. So it's not our world. And so, spoiler alert, you think, because, you know, Silver Surfer shows up, who's the Herald of Galactus, who consumes worlds, apparently. So Silver Surfer shows up and is like, hey guys, you're all going to die. Galactus is coming. He's going to eat your world. Fantastic Four, like the whole world is like, save us, Fantastic Four. And they're like, yeah, we're not sure we can. So you think the 828 world's somehow going to get destroyed and the Fantastic Four are going to get sucked into the 616 world, you know, bring everything together. The 828 world does not get destroyed at the end of the Fantastic Four movie. Spoiler alert. So I don't know where they're going with it. It ends with them having the baby, the Sue Reed and Sue Richards and Reed Richards baby. I forget the baby name, but he's supposed to be like the smartest, best thing in the universe or whatever.
Yeah. And eventually, like in the comic books, eventually She-Hulk joins the Fantastic Four.
Oh, they did that She-Hulk series. Did you see that?
No.
The girl that was in it was great, but holy shit, what a mess of a show.
I can imagine. Yeah, that character really never grabbed me in the comic book. I read the comic book back in the day, started to, and when I was a kid, and I was like, I'm not relating to this.
They made a mess of it.
It's hot, but I'm not relating to it.
They made a mess of the show and whatever. Yeah, I forget the actress's name, but she was good in it.
Yeah, she's all right. She's fine. I'm not going to diss her, but
boy, they had like it went nowhere. It had no focus.
She's a lawyer.
Yeah, she's oh god, it got so silly. So yeah, Marvel hasn't grabbed me with anything. And I watched the Falcon and the Snowman or whatever the hell it is, and the Winter Soldier Falcon. Series.
Yeah, too much with the Captain America and this.
Yeah, and then the Black Widow prequel, like that didn't grab me. The new Avengers, what was it? Thunderbolts, that didn't grab me.
Eternals.
Eternals was terrible. That's one of my favorite movies to put on to go to sleep. Talk about boring. Holy.
Yeah, it's just I know. They're just making them for the sake of making them.
Yeah.
It's just like throw 4 movies against the wall and one of them is going to stick. Hopefully.
Once you get into these eternal, like, galactic world-eating things, it's too big. I can't even get it. Like, I like the Ant-Man movies, but you get to that third one, the Quantum Mania, and it's like, what are we doing? They're living at the molecular level with, like, talking broccoli? I don't get it. Like, it's so abstract. I don't get any of it.
Yeah. Then it started off pretty all right. But yeah, you're right. That's why I like the simplicity of like Daredevil and Kingpin. Like, give me something in the Bronx. Let's fight gangsters.
It's ground level. Nobody's got superpowers.
Yeah.
It's just a guy fighting with his fists.
Yeah. And he has enhanced powers, but it's not super mutant,
No, he's not super. I mean, he's developed his other senses, through training,
Yeah. But that's the way.
Same thing as a Batman.
Yeah, I know. What?
Which, if you watch that Daredevil series on Netflix, like that first season,
great.
Every time he gets into a fight, he just got done with another fight and he's completely exhausted.
Oh yeah.
It's like an ongoing joke where it's like he just finishes like fighting for his life and he's like, and then somebody jumps on him and attacks him. It's like, now he's got to fight again.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And he's still got the ribs hurting. So,
yeah. It's kind of hysterical.
That one's a one shot. That's still when he fights the gangsters in the hallway.
The Russian gangsters.
Still award winning.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not one shot. It's supposed to be portrayed as one shot, but it's not. There's edits there.
But it's just so good, and that's the way fights should be, But yeah, this whole super.
It is because there's minimal cuts, there's minimal edits. You sort of feel like you're in it,
But then they do all this shit with the X-Men, and it's like, oh, everyone's a mutant.
The X-Men shit.
That's where Marvel went wrong, I think. They don't have enough normal people, and everybody's a mutant, and everybody's got secret powers until they're developed, and everybody's got the mutant gene.
And I know that's what they're trying to work towards, because now they got the rights back, because Disney bought Fox, so they've got the X-Men stuff back. So I think I heard that was their whole plan, was they were trying to do the Fantastic Four, and then start bringing in the X-Men, and then bring those together, so we can get, I don't know, some sort of thing from the comic books. I don't know.
I don't care anymore.
No, that's the thing. It totally burned me out. Like the Loki series, even. Like, did you watch that?
No.
So the Loki series had some interesting stuff going in there with the Time Variance Authority and all that sort of stuff, and the different versions of Loki from all these different versions of the universe and everything. It had some interesting concepts, but the way it all played out was like, it's like fifth season of Lost. It's like, are we just like spooling stuff out to try and keep people on the line? Like, just
done with it.
It feels pointless and aimless.
Yeah, I think I'm out.
Yeah, it's really tough to stick with it. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I was not a fan of comic book movies. I hated comic book movies. To the point when the Batman Begins first came out, I was like, fuck Batman. And Rome's like, you got to rewatch it, give it a shot,
I mean, I like it, but I just got tired of origin stories. DC cannot stop doing origin stories. It's like,
Well, they have stopped doing origin stories. They didn't do it with the Superman. They didn't do it with Batman.
Yeah.
With the Batman, that 3-hour one.
Yeah, that was good.
And even the Penguin spinoff.
Penguin was incredible.
Yeah, the Penguin one was low-level, street-level people.
Yeah, and normal people.
Normal people.
Yeah, you can't... Superheroes, if everybody's a superhero, it's ridiculous.
Well, that's what the kid in The Incredibles says.
Yeah.
The syndrome kid. When everybody's special, no one is.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the point. I know. You got to have normal people. You got to have normies.
Well, also, and you got to keep it sort of like relatable. Once we get into like, Galactus and eternal giant space beings, the rules are out the window. Like nothing makes sense anymore.
Right. It's just a fantastical gargantuism.
Yeah, of just made up bullshit.
Yeah.
To where it's like, I know there's a lot of people that don't like Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, it's just made up fantasy bullshit. Talking about made up fantasy bullshit. Giant people that eat planets. Come on. What are we talking about here?
Planet eaters.
It's like,
oh, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And if you watch that Eternals movie, did you ever watch Eternals?
No, I couldn't. No.
Almost spoiler alert it, because no one's watching it, because it's so boring. The Eternals there, they turn out to be robots from one of those, giant celestial beings anyway.
Yeah.
So they're all just robots.
So what's the point?
That's what I'm saying. What is the point? It makes no sense. None of it makes any sense to me.
The only reason I did like the X-Men arc, but it was so like...
I was out. I didn't get that
But
either.
I remember that in the comic book with the New Mutants and all that, and I read it as a kid. And it was basically an allegory like the Nazis hunting Jews. It was the same thing. So, that kind of trope.
Yeah.
Oh, the humans are hunting mutants. Oh, we're gonna put them on a train. We're gonna get rid of the mutants, kill the mutants.
Right.
So they're basically using those tropes.
But all those Fox X-Men movies, there's so many of them, and I didn't keep up with it. I was barely interested in any of it. There were a few of them that were sort of good. I sort of remember the movie, and I'm like, oh, it wasn't too bad. It was sort of entertaining. And there was some of them where I'm like, what's happening? This makes no sense. I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Yeah, I'm tired of alternate universes.
Yeah, the whole multiverse thing. Everybody was doing multiverses, and I was like...
Oh, yeah, and let's put 6 Spider-Mans in the same Spider-Man because the multiverse folded on itself. Yeah, it's like, oh, come on. Stop it. You're out of ideas.
But, I mean, that I could at least buy because they already had the whole multiverse thing going with Marvel. Spider-Man is a Marvel character. Like, it had been detached for so long that you didn't even think about it. And the fact that they were able to kind of wrap him back in, I was kind of like, oh, good. Oh, yeah, that's right. They are all together.
Yeah.
So in that way, it sort of make sense. And I thought it was clever to bring back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
True.
In that third one.
Why? It's the Spider-Man that they always go, why does Spider-Man always have to be a teenager,
Well, that's because that's the character. That's how he's written.
I know. But by now, Spider-Man should be in his 50s.
That was that animated one.
Yeah, I know.
In
Which I kind of like that in that sense.
That was really good. That was really kind of well done. Well written.
These characters should age.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this no aging thing. Because you're mixing characters that were characters in the 1950s with modern day, and then now we're 20 years past that, and you know what I mean? So, it's like, oh, you can't take I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too all over the place. None of it makes sense. The only thing that really grabbed me with the Marvel movies originally was the casting. I don't know about Iron Man. I don't give a fuck about Iron Man at all. But Robert Downey Jr. is pretty engaging.
Yeah,
going back to that Chaplin movie, going back to weird science or
Yeah,
whatever.
he is Tony Stark. I mean, no one will ever be Tony Stark.
We'll go back to Tough Turf.
But now they're going to make him Dr. Doom?
Right. Which, it's once again, it's going to be an alternate universe sort of situation.
Yeah, I know. It's dumb. I'm tired of it. I'm out.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm out.
Like in the first 2 Thor movies, didn't grab me at all. The third Thor movie, the only things that made it work for me was the characterization of Thor was a lot more entertaining. Those first 2 ones, they tried to do them like Shakespeare. And it was like,
Yeah.
I mean, they even had Kenneth Branagh directing. What was it, the first one?
Yeah.
So boring.
I'm still not sold on their whole CGI Hulk. Can we get a Hulk? I don't know.
What do you want, Lou Ferrigno?
No, that's terrible.
Lou Ferrigno's in Tulsa King.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's like some enforcer in a couple scenes from New York.
Yeah, I don't know. Even in Secret Wars and all those, it's like, I get you got this, and I like that they made him look like Bruce, or made him look like, what's his name?
Yeah.
In the face, but stop. It just seems like cartoon land to me.
Sort of is.
It's like Roger Rabbit. You're putting a cartoon with real people here. It's not. It doesn't feel symbiotic. It always just feels like a giant CGI.
Well,
show.
that's the thing. And at one point, what was it? On the Endgame movies, then all of a sudden, after the She-Hulk thing, it's like now it's Hulk and Banner are integrated, and now you get Dr. Hulk. He's Hulk all the time, but he's still like regular guy.
Yeah.
It's like now what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like I
Red Hulk.
Well, that whole thing. That's where I'm at. What was that? The new, what was that? The Thunderbolts or whatever?
I don't even know. It's Red Hulk, and it's fucking Harrison Ford, and it's like, I'm out.
It was supposed to be William Hurt, but he died.
Oh, I'm out.
Yeah, it's just
Stop. Yeah.
like I said. The thing that got me on the original Marvel movies was the casting. Robert Downey Jr. was engaging. Chris Hemsworth, once they let him be a little bit more fun, was engaging.
He will always be Thor. He's a good Thor.
Chris Evans,
he's a good Cap. Yeah.
I thought Captain America was the dumbest character ever. Chris Evans sort of made it palatable. Where it's like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I get where we're at.
Yeah.
I sort of like him. I like him as a character.
Reminds you of a Johnny Football Star, Yeah.
Yeah. But it was the casting. It was the people that was making it work. You get into the animated stuff, or some of these ones where the casting, like I like in the what is it, the Thunderbolts or whatever. I like what's her face, Florence Pugh. I like her as Black Widow's sister. I like her, but the character's not really engaging me that much. The David Harbour from the Stranger Things, he's good, but him as the
the
Russian Captain America, I'm like, I don't care about the character.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean?
Here's another. I forgot to add this to my movie trope gripe list. The fake Russian accent.
That runs rampant in the Black Widow movie.
Oh, it's so bad. It is so bad that
it should be in detention.
It's just unacceptable. Unacceptable.
The call back to Easy Money.
Yeah, the American actor doing the fake Russian accent, which is nowhere near. You know what I mean?
You know what I keep seeing a lot? I keep seeing Martin Freeman. You know who Martin Freeman is? British actor.
Probably if I saw him. Not offhand.
Did you see the Hobbit movies?
Oh, yeah.
He was Frodo.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Did you ever watch Sherlock, the British series? No, you never did. He was Dr. Watson. Told you to watch that. You were like, you gotta watch Walking Dead. I watched 5 seasons of Walking Dead. You never watched 1 episode of Sherlock. Anyway. He keeps popping up doing American accent stuff all over the place.
Is it all right?
He's a great actor, so he does it seamlessly. You don't even notice. But what's the point? He showed up in some of those Marvel movies. He was like the FBI agent.
Okay.
And he's doing the American accent. Why? Look, I love Martin Freeman, but why hire British Martin Freeman to be an American CIA agent and do an American accent?
Yeah, why don't you just why don't you just call the CAA and get Johnny.
Yeah, get Joe Blow, get Richard Grieco,
Johnny California in there to do it.
Get Johnny Depp. Like, what difference does it make? It's a
bit, why'd you spend the money to fly him over?
Yeah, it's a bit part anyway. I don't know. It makes me nuts.
Yeah.
But I mean, they already had Benedict Cumberbatch, who was Sherlock in the Sherlock Holmes series.
Speaking of Benedict, okay, we're going to wrap. But speaking of Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, yeah, coming full circle.
Coming full circle. Here we go. Stay tuned Thursday. We got a new Shlicketty review, and we reviewed Benedict Cumberbatch in...
And Olivia Colman, Oscar Award winner, Olivia Colman.
Yeah, she's good. She's good. She's hateable and likable at the same time. Oh, my God.
She's so good. She's in so much stuff, so much British stuff. She won an Oscar, I believe, for her portrayal of the Queen in Yorgos Lanthimos' The Favorite.
Oh, yeah?
Which, that movie is great. And, man, cinematography, I think they did all natural lighting. It's just sunlight and candlelight.
Okay.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Well, the movie is The Roses.
The Roses, which is an update of The War of the Roses, the old Danny DeVito, Michael Douglas, and Kathleen Turner one, which was the third movie from those three, because they did Romancing the Stone, Jewel of the Nile, and then War of the Roses.
Yeah.
Which is sort of cartoony and over the top.
Yeah.
And this one is not. Much more clever, much more well written.
Yeah, other than the big fight at the end, there's no real correlation to the original.
No. Which I was sort of glad to see.
And yeah, the only common thread is their name was The Roses.
Yeah, and just the whole general setup. You know?
Yeah, but no. Yeah, even if you saw or liked the old one, this has nothing
to do with it.
No.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but great. Well, I don't want to blow our review, but it's a great movie. I got to say, The Roses was, I was watching with a girlfriend. She's like, "Now that's a movie. That was fun. That had all the elements."
Yeah, that Olivia Colman, like she's had. If you're into BBC or any of that sort of stuff, that's the British Broadcasting Company, not the other BBC. She had series and stuff like that where she's a detective.
Yeah.
She had this whole one where she's like a detective in this small seaside, community, and some kid fell off a cliff, and it was like some friend of hers' son who ostensibly killed themselves, and she's got to investigate. Kind of like, you ever watch that Mayor of Easttown with Kate Winslet on HBO?
No, but I'm aware of it.
It was almost like that.
They filmed a lot of that Mayor of Easttown around here.
Did they?
Yeah, a lot in Cleveland. A lot of Cleveland people in comics that I know from Cleveland have got small bit parts in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're casting from there. And he was actually here. What's his name? Main dude, Jeremy Renner.
Oh.
Yeah, last summer he was in Erie shooting a scene.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, Mayor of Easttown, yeah.
Yeah, I saw Mayor of Easttown once. It was all right. Didn't super grab me. But it was one of these sort of things, I mean, if you watch, British Broadcasting Company, TV shows, these police procedurals and stuff they have. Yeah. Olivia Colman had done a couple of them over there. Like, she's good. She's so good.
Yeah, so good. So likable. Yeah, the movie's good. It's worthy. So you'll see it in Shlicketty Review on Thursday. But I guess in the meantime, I don't know. Why don't we let them go? I got stuff, but we'll get to it next week.
You got anything quick? Anything quick and fun?
Well, I don't know. That's turn into a long episode if we do. I wanted to do, let's talk about the Fonz.
Oh. Well, I mean, that's a whole can of worms. I guess we can crack into that next time.
Yeah, I got a top 5, bottom 5. Let's talk about the 5.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
You made a top 5, bottom 5?
Well, it could if you want to go in that direction. Good things about the Fonz and the bad things about the Fonz.
Well, I don't know if I want to do the graphics on it, but yeah, we can talk about it. I might not pop it up on a list form on the screen.
Yeah, and this isn't a diss on Henry Winkler, because I love Henry Winkler. He's probably the greatest soul we have. He's an American treasure. I'm just saying the character of the Fonz.
The fascinating thing about Henry Winkler is when we were kids and the Fonz was on TV, I literally could not separate Henry Winkler from the Fonz. Like, you fully believe that that's who he is and how he is. And that's
true.
That's the
Until
thing.
they had Battle of the Network Stars once he was on, and then I was like, oh, that's not him.
Exactly. Or you see him on some talk shows and he's talking about it, and he's like, I'm not that guy. And you're like, yeah, you are. He's like, I'm not that guy. And then you all these years later, you see him in enough other bit parts. Like he was the lawyer on Arrested Development, and then he was the acting teacher in Barry. And it's like, oh, yeah, he's just that good of an actor.
Yeah.
Like, when we were kids, like, I just bought it, hook, line, and sinker. That's the character.
And America we as kids in America, I mean, Fonz was everywhere. There's breakfast cereals to cartoons to action
little
figures.
Dolls with I remember there was a little lever in his back, and he'd do the thumbs up.
Yeah.
His thumb went up and had a hinge on it. Like, it was Fonzie mania when we were kids.
There was Fonzie mania. You're right.
It was.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Yeah. So, all right, we'll do that next time then.
Yeah, we'll talk about the fawns next time.
That's a whole can of worms. That's not gonna,
that's a whole can of Cunninghams.
Wait, let me see. There was one thing I jotted down. Let me see if it's anything quick that we could like delve into real fast here. Bear with me a second. Let me pull up my notepad. Oh. So this was my question. This may be too big of a can of worms. We'll have to get into next episode.
We can save it. What is it?
Smash burger. What is it and why?
It's funny. Remember how I told you I made a sign from a guy from Florida with the dumb logo that was made by AI earlier in this episode? It was Junior's Smash Burgers. And there was a picture of a smashed burger, which I don't know what that is. I think they smash them with a hammer. I don't know.
Well, I think they push it down on the grill, which...
That squeezes out all the juices. I was told never to do that.
It was on one of those Gordon Ramsay shows, those Kitchen Nightmares or something like that. I've seen him yell at people, or the Kitchen Hell or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I've seen him yell at people and be like, "You're squeezing all the moisture out of the hamburger, all the juice, all the."
Yeah. So then you're just making a flat patty that's going to be dry and crappy.
Yeah.
No, that sounds like a nightmare.
So I'm like, is that the smash burger?
I don't think so.
I think they're smashing them down to be like really thin. Like you can get that at Burger King. Like what are we talking about? I don't get it.
Yeah, well, I'll have to Google it. We'll do our homework. We'll do the pros and cons of the smash burger next. So write that down.
I don't get it. I got it written down. I was just thinking today. I'm like, somebody said something on a podcast.
Yeah, you're right because I just saw that. And I'm thinking about it, that term has been flying around for a while.
I know it's fashionable.
Yeah. But I always thought the smash burger was, I always thought they're on the griddle. You got the griddle, you got your spatula, and then you're in your thing and you go, I'm going to throw this on top of that, on top of that. Like it's almost like a random like layering system.
Which I could see if you took two sort of thin patties, right?
I think it's two patties, and the smash is putting something in between there, like I'll throw like grape jelly and some cheddar cheese.
Grape jelly,
or something random.
Yeah,
that you wouldn't normally.
Put some Monterey Jack cheese, maybe an onion ring or something. Or...
I think it's more like a layer system as opposed to just flattening it out.
That I could sort of buy, but I don't understand it. Nobody explained it to me.
Yeah.
Like remember like a number of years ago when everything was applewood smoked bacon?
Yes.
Left and right.
Yeah, everything smoked.
And then it was like caramelized bacon and sugar bacon, and it was just like settle down.
Or they were doing that with sriracha too. Sriracha was everywhere. That was around the bacon days. There's bacon or sriracha, sriracha sauce. And it's like, all right, are we done with it yet? Can we be done?
Yeah, it's food fads. Like, I'm like, settle down.
Yeah, but I gotta give it a Google. I'm gonna Google that. I'm gonna do a little research on what a true smash burger is and why and what and how. Why? Who, what, when, where, why, and how.
Cool. Sounds good. All right. Thanks for watching all the way through, you guys are the cool kids. Give us a like. Please give us a like on this episode. If you watch it all the way through, please give it a like. It really helps us with the algorithm. The algorithm doesn't love us because we don't have any specific topic. We're not covering true crime. We're not talking about food. Drop us a line.
We do everything.
Yeah, hit us up at the email. Say hi. Tell us a story. Ask us a question. Ask us for advice. We'll answer it on the episodes because that's fun. Yes, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Hit the bell for the notifications so you get a notification every time we put up a new episode, which is always at midnight on Mondays. So you get your new episode on Tuesday. And then also check out the Shlicketty DooCast. We'll break down, not really break down, but we'll kind of go over either a new movie or some movie you haven't seen before in like 15, 20, 25 minutes. Keep it short, keep it quick. We're not really belaboring the movie or delving deep into it. We'll just give you the basic setup and our thoughts on it. And so those come out on Thursdays. So cool. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week.